in Hampshire, M2.
Newcomers to Robot Wars with that old dream of conquest.
How do you think it's going to fare in its first wars? It's not a laugh out there.
No.
It's hard, it's strong.
It is.
Nobody's going to give you any, it's his first wars, will be nice.
The big difference is we're going to be up against spinners. We don't see those on the live event circuit because obviously the hazards with spin and discs. So we've got a Vader in this fight, and that will be interesting.
A highly engineered self-righting wedge-shaped barrel with a very powerful flipper at one flip every 2 seconds. Fast and agile with top speeds of 20 miles an hour, but driver's nerves and the captain's backseat driving could be a problem.
From home in East Sussex, Tiberius 3.
A past Robot Wars University Challenge champion.
Hi boys, Tiberius 3 is back in the wars, I see.
Yeah, new and improved.
New improved. What have you done to improve them?
We changed the back end completely. It's all titanium and polycarb now, and the ram's been moved a bit of better electronics and hydraulics, and new tree map.
So it makes it faster, harder, stronger.
Yeah.
Heaviest in the battle at 100 kilos. The top speed of 10 miles an hour is ponderous. There is crushing power from the beak, but it lacks traction on the floor, and the self-righting mechanism is slow.
From Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire, Shell Shock.
Knocked out in the first round in its only other appearance in the wars.
Look at his little face, look. Cute little face. This is the cute little face of Shell Shock. Does he do any damage?
Of course he does.
Come on, he's a big snail.
He's got a disc car, petrol driven. Axe.
What does his head do?
Goes right over.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's going to be really cruel seeing his little face
That's why
going over.
we put him a crash helmet on. Not a very good one, but...
We don't do cute in Robot Wars. The outer shell is for show only. The weaponry, an axe and a disc cutter, but the petrol-driven engine is dangerously flammable.
From Colchester in Essex, Vader.
Only beaten by that Robot Wars legend Wild Thing in its other previous outing.
The competition we've got nowadays, at the moment on our next heat, I think we've got a good chance.
You got a good chance?
Yes, right.
Oh, they're not very good?
Well, not so much, but there's...
Are they rubbish? Are they rubbish? You're going to trash them, aren't you?
We just looked at the one over the other side, and their body share is only 8 fiberglass, so I think we've got a good chance here.
You're going to have them, aren't you? Like that. Fiberglass?
Yes.
Ha! We laugh in the face of fiberglass round here.
A two-wheel-driven robot protected with 12mm polycarbonate armour has a 10-kilo spinning disc and rear ramming spikes, but it's weak against axes, and I'll tell you what, it can't self-right either.
Roboteers, stand by.
To the teams then, Shell Shock, John Richard Lewis there on the left, Tiberius 3, captained by Sam Smith on the right, Vader on the left-hand side, captained by Simon Latham, and M2 on the right, Jackie and Paul Cooper. In the arena for the house robots, there's Shunt with a bulldozer blade, and there's Sergeant Bash with a flicker flame.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Tiberius 3 making the initial move, and Vader up into the air. Came crashing down, there's the vertical spinning disc. Shell Shock looks pretty. Up once again goes Vader. A little bit lightweight, perhaps. Trying to get the spinning disc into play. M2 with the flipper. This already an intriguing Robot Wars tactical battle between flippers and spinners and crushing beaks. And Shell Shock turned onto its side. Can it self-right from there? I don't think it can. M2 with a little lift of the flipper. Now what's happened to Vader? Has Vader been immobilized? Don't forget, Robot Wars fans, if the judges says been immobilised too long, it's out, and that certainly is how Shell Shock gone. The first machine in Robot Wars the 7th Wars out of the arena, and Shell Shock, and they've gone to Vader, and the flipper rules supreme. M2 and Tiberius 3 go through, and Simon Latham and Vader, they won't be getting the 20 grand top prize, will they? What a stunning fight. Off to a good start, M2 then. With Paul Cooper controlling the flipper well, Shell Shock on its side, move to the arena edge and out. Don't forget, 2 robots go through to fight again. 2 eliminated at this stage. That was the end of Shell Shock, and Vader followed very quickly.
From Bedfont in Middlesex, Rhubarb.
Fought in the 6th Wars out early will need to show improvement.
Now, we did see Rhubarb in the 6th Wars. Just refresh the viewer's memory, what happened?
We did. You saw us in New Blood, and we got to the heat final and taken out by Mute.
Very good. But in the 6th Wars,
We were out, yes. Didn't last too long.
they were out in like a minute, was it?
Mechanical failure forced us out, I'm afraid, yes.
So what have you done to rectify that?
Fixed the motors, we put a much bigger ram in it, redone all the electronics, fingers crossed.
As a low-pressure pneumatic flipper, which they claim is better than most high-pressure ones. Ramming spikes too, fastest in the battle at 15 miles an hour, powerful, but it has a high ground clearance and is suspect of being flipped.
From Redditch in Worcestershire and the number 9 seed, Pussycats.
Twice a Robot Wars grand finalist. Could this be their year?
Now, I am with the Pussycat team. This is a family team, I believe.
Correct.
So who's the ideas man?
I'm the ideas man, and he's the one that had his own ideas.
Stuart.
Yeah.
And I believe, Amanda, you're the weapons lady.
Yeah, I press the button for the blades, yeah.
So it's a real family effort, this one.
Definitely.
What have you done this year that's different?
Took the 4mm poly off because it's too weak. Put stainless steel on it now because it's a lot stronger. And we now have 2 discs instead of 1, 2 blades.
Look at this blade, everybody. I'm not going to touch it, it's a bit hard. Stuart, that is a very dangerous blade out the front.
Double the power from last time.
Oh yeah, the 3,500 RPM blades are formidable. A unique body shape, invertible, 24-volt driven, fast and nippy. But the wheels are exposed and the ground clearance too high.
From Bourbon-Stapel in Holland, Twister.
Heat finalists in the Dutch National Robot Wars, but first time in the UK series.
Are the British wars more competitive than the Dutch ones?
Yeah.
Much more laid back, the Dutch ones, are they?
Yeah, the Dutch Robot Wars are only there for 2 years now, and your guys are already 7 years doing it now, so...
We're on the 7th Wars and they're pretty fierce out there. Are you ready for them?
Oh yeah, I am.
Definitely.
Can't wait. Oh yeah.
A powerful spinning triangle provides the weaponry, batteries, the power, invertible. The weapon is strong, but it looks too weak to me in terms of armament. The Twister could be blown out.
From Calvary in Leeds, Brutus Maximus.
Ah, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't? Are you sure?
It is wood.
I can see wood there.
The chassis is wood. So you could expect large parts of it all over the arena floor. So we'll have to see.
You've got a wood robot.
We have a wooden robot.
I've got a wooden robot, everyone!
The wedge front and the triple rotating disruptor disc at the rear look neat, but it has petrol on board with the wood as well. It's vulnerable to flippers, discs, crushing arms, axes, fire, and falling washing machines.
Roboteers, stand by.
To the teams then, Josh Pinto and Lee Simpson and Rhubarb on the left, and the Barmel family with Pussycat on the right. Brutus Maximus here on the left-hand side, Joe and Jim Justina, and Twister from Holland on the right, captained by Shaq Cunning. In the arena for the house robot, Shunt. And once again, the flame of Sergeant Bash.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Pussycat has been with Robot Wars since the very first day. Must be my favourite here on the right. Taking on Brutus Maximus, we're seeing Twister in action with that triangular spinning blade. Brutus Maximus in the middle looks ponderous. Pussycat quick, nippy, 14 mile an hour top speeds. Haven't seen a lot of Rhubarb until now. And it's in trouble from Brutus Maximus. Twister gets a slam from Pussycat. Pussycat there, as we see Rhubarb in a little bit of trouble, but Pussycat has all the weight and weaponry for me, and something flew off there. Now, where did that come from? Brutus Maximus, I think. Twister again gets a slam. Don't like the weak armament on Twister. Brutus Maximus looks heavy out there at 99 kilos. It's not actually, it's the joint lightest in this heat. Something's come off again. Now, where's that come from? Are think Brutus Maximus here is losing pieces, as we were told it might, as the battle is waged. It is littering the Warzone arena, and the house robots will not like that. They do not like cleaning up after them. Thank you very much. Pussycat in there in the middle with Twister. And Rhubarb gets that effective flipper to work. There's nuts and bolts and chains and goodness knows what out there at the moment. Look at it. Another piece comes off. Flapping away there. There's the pit release button. Depressed, smashed up. Well, it's that sort of a battle, isn't it? Down goes the pit. Rhubarb tries a little flick of Brutus Maximus. The Brute tamed, and I think will be one of the 2 to fall from this battle. 2 survive, of course. There goes Brutus once again. I think Rhubarb has looked fairly impressive, don't you? It has been at the thick of the action all the while. So too has Pussycat, just taking on Twist. You'll see a late flurry from Brutus Maximus, overturned once again. It is invertible, will run upside down, in other words. There has got itself into a little bit of a pickle. The corner patrol zone can be attacked in there from a house robot. The ref bot is out in the middle of the arena to make sure no machine is running amok. We're seeing there the young face of the Pussycat driver, 16-year-old Stuart Barnwell. 3 wheels on their wagon and they ain't rolling along, let's be honest. They need the cavalry. Burn that bot is the cry from the crowd. Poor old Brutus Maximus. There's the axe blade of Shunt. Be interesting to see who survives from the remaining 3, though. Twister needs to do a lot here in the closing stages. The end is nigh for Brutus Maximus. Meanwhile, the ref bot begins its count of doom. It will go any second now. Pussycat has a grip on Twister. And we're into the final few seconds of this bout.
Cease.
It'll go to the judges to decide who goes through. We know, of course, Brutus has gone. Here are our esteemed men in black. Martin Smith on the left, Professor Noel Shark in the middle, and Matt Irvin on the right. And this is what they'll be judging. They have to decide which 2 of 3 go through. Poor old Brutus Maximus was in a real... Look at that. In a real mess. Well, Pussycat in the middle there for me. Definitely to go through. And I think Rhubarb did enough as well.
The judges have finally made up their minds. And Pussycat and Rhubarb, they go through!
Confirmation then that Pussycat and Rhubarb go through. Let's see how they match up in round 2. Joining the 2 machines previously through, it'll be Pussycat against M2 and Tiberius 3 against Rhubarb.
Pussycat.
Into the ring comes the very experienced machine. Stuart Barman on the left, Amanda and Roger, his parents with him.
M2.
Jackie and Paul Cooper up there in the control pod.
Stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, the first time we've seen in this series, Dead Metal and Sergeant Bash 2.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Flipper against Spinning Blades. Double blades in this series, as we've heard. We're getting a right flipping early on from M2, twisting and turning. The Pussycat always lands on her feet, and the Pussycat has 9 lives. Well, maybe 8 now. M2 steering away to try and get that frontal assault, which is, of course, imperative for a flipping machine. Trying to get underneath Pussycat, which has a 10-centimetre ground clearance. That is high in Robot Wars. M2, very good experience being gained here, and a good show by the newcomers. There's Stuart Barnwell at the controls of Pussycat. M2 being well driven by Paul Cooper. Jackie in there, of course, with him. Pussycat is causing very little damage with the blades, and all the work here is being done by M2. And Stuart had his work cut out with Pussycat. They're grazing and scratching, but not really getting to grips with M2. Oh, talons and claws of the Pussycat, maybe causing some superficial scratches, but can you see anything else? I can't. M2 looks sturdy. Pussycat tossed once again. May well become a war of attrition, and when that happens in Robot Wars, sometimes you look to the durability of engines, and Pussycat really in trouble here, the number 9 seeds. They need to get away from the arena sidewalls. They have done. M2 on the surge. Redbot, get out of there. M2 dodging. As Pussycat come back strongly. M2 on the drive. Oh, Redbot. Again caught between a rock and a hard place. Pussycat trying to get in behind M2 as it sensed a vulnerable little patch there in the M2 armament. Side by side. Again, Stuart turning Pussycat away. M2 with a slam. Trying to get the pit release button activated. Pussycat on its side. Pussycat in danger. I don't think they can surf right from there. They'll try and claw their way out of it, but I think Pussycat have finished here. Look at that. Looks like some sort of bizarre crab, and they have self-righted. Time call. Judges decide. Nervy time.
What a fantastic battle. Far too close to call. We're going to have to go to the judges. You know the criteria: style, control, damage and aggression. Well, they're making up their minds. Let's see the highlights.
Well, an early push from Pussycat, but there you can see the power of the M2 flipper. In hard again. But for me, the most telling point of this battle is coming up right here. That, for me, is where it was won or lost. The judges decide that.
Well, the judges, they've made the decision based on style, control, damage and aggression. And the 9 seeds have gone out. The winners are M2!
Tiberius 3.
Machine of Sam Smith driving and the twins Carl and Craig Lawson.
Rhubarb.
Josh Pinto and Lee Simpson at the controls. Lee there on the right will be driving.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots. Ooh, mean Sir Killalot. And Dead Metal's in there too.
3, 2, 1.
So, it's the flipper against the claw, and an early surge by Rhubarb trying to get that flipper to work and hoist 100 kilos of Tiberius 3 up into the air and out of the arena, and down comes the crusher of Tiberius. This is what Rhubarb feared. Through that armament. You can hear the armour creaking and being pulled and bent, and another downward push. Oh, hear it buckling. Rhubarb at the moment being hoisted, and I don't think he'll be dumping Rhubarb into a bowl of custard. It'll be down into the pit of doom and gloom or out of the arena any moment now, unless the ref bot there in the background judges that Rhubarb should be counted out. Because I'll tell you what, there's no life in those controls, young Lee. A print finisher by trade. He can't get Rhubarb moving when it's being hoisted in the air. Nothing in the 140 watt, 7 horsepower engine room. Oh, Rhubarb.
Go back out there.
No chance I would have thought like that. Tiberius 3, what are you doing, boys? I thought you were going to drop him there for 1 minute. I don't understand why. Tiberius 3, is it moving? Can it move? Has he got too much weight here in the front? It's a Killalot, it's a bully. What have you come for? Look, softies, go and play with the ducklings in the park, young man. This is Robot Wars. It's all about machines bullying one another, isn't it? Metal mutilation and so on and so forth. Well, Tiberius 3 has had enough. Has moved away. Pit release. It's behind you. Disappointing this, because Rhubarb never really got to show the flipper. That's the view from the pit camera. Another innovation in the 7th Wars. A close-up of what's going to happen now. Bang. Rhubarb and Custard. Rhubarb done and dusted.
M2.
With the formidable flipper, the team Jackie and Paul Cooper look very, very impressive.
Tiberius 3.
Hoping to do to M2 what they did to Rhubarb, but Sam Smith, the driver, there on the left. M2's a tougher machine, I can tell you.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots. Oh! Hello, Growler! He's our pet Pooch. And Sir Killalot, he's our nightmare.
3, 2, 1.
Now comes Tiberius 3. M2 by far the quicker machine. Twice the speed, actually. 20 miles an hour top speeds compared to 10. The aim of the flipper was wildly off mark there, and Tiberius 3 has got to grips with M2. Oh, look at that! It's almost as if it's melting it away. That is vicious. That really is a strong attack, and they have done to M2 exactly what they did to Rhubarb. And the newcomers here in peril. Can Tiberius 3 release that pit? Get them down and out. Can M2 somehow get themselves off the horn of a dilemma? There goes the pit release. You can see the pit has descended. And Paul Cooper knows he's in trouble here. What can he do? Does he just pass on some information to Jackie up there with him? Ah, a little bump. That shaken loose the grip of Tiberius 3 as Growler comes in, as he's entitled to, in a corner patrol zone. And M2 is working itself steadily, ever so steadily and slowly away, is it? No! Tiberius 3 again. It's a bash in. That's the flipper of M2. They're trying to release themselves. I think they're trying to basically flip, and shake the crushing beak, the claw, if you like, of Tiberius 3 away. And goes Sir Killalot. Is M2 still mobile? The ref bot might have to come in here and have a look. Yes, it is. Oh, definitely so. And away. Well, has this heat final turned on that, I wonder? M2, as Tiberius 3 comes in again and looks to get a grip. Oh, and M2 has flipped it. That is unbelievable. M2 down and out. Surely we thought, and they have flipped Tiberius 3 and again. And it did turn on that release for M2 in the CPZ, and Tiberius 3 in all sorts of trouble. Now they're okay. Oh no, they're not. And they're out, Tiberius 3. What an amazing heat final.